Good morning. We are continuing on with our unit, and we're going to be working a little bit different way today than what we've been doing. So we had been working on those inequality statements. Now we're putting in a little graphing. Now before Christmas, we did some practice with graphing, because I knew we were going to get to graphing, but not before the winter math test, so I wanted to give us a quick review. So this first lesson shouldn't be too challenging for us because we just had a review on graphing, which is what this is. We did graphing in 5th grade. Now we're doing a little bit more of a review of graphing. So let's begin. So we're doing Po47. It is a PO. You do need to know how to graph on a coordinate plane. Po47 is I can identify and plot ordered pairs on the coordinate plane. So let's begin with a little review. Okay, before Christmas was a little while ago, so let's review it a little bit. We have the X and the Y axis. The X-axis is always going horizontally across. The Y-axis is always going up and down, like a thermometer. In the middle is always the 0. So our X, just like on our number line, when you go to the right of the 0, those are our positive numbers. When you go to the left, those are our negative numbers. And our Y is like a thermometer. When you go up from the 0, they are positive. When you go down from the 0, they are negative. So there are 4 squares on this coordinate plane. This upper right one, we call it the 1. All of the X and all of the Y in this section are going to be positive numbers. So if you see your 2 ordered pairs are both positive, you know you should end up in that quadrant. So it's called quadrant 1. Quadrant 2 is over here. So we can see our X is going to be negative and our Y's are going to be positive. So when you look at your ordered pairs, if your X are negative and your Y is positive, you should be in that quadrant. Our third quadrant is down here. Our X is negative and our Y is negative. So they are both negative numbers in our ordered pair. You should be in that quadrant. And our fourth quadrant, our X is positive, but our Y going down is negative. That's a parentheses, I should round that. So that's kind of a checkpoint for us. If we know what the ordered pair should look like in each quadrant, when we graph it, we're going to double check, am I in the right quadrant? Because it's really easy to flip our X and our Y. It's really easy to actually accidentally go positive when we should have gone negative. Remember that our ordered pairs are always X, then the Y. Just like reading alphabetically, X comes before Y. X, then Y. So those are our key reminders for this. The coordinate plane is kind of like the classic game of Battleship, right? When you're figuring out where you want to, try to hit somebody else's battleship, and you're going through those. So every ordered pair is written as that XY, where X is the number on the X-axis. So we're always going left and right first. Then our Y-axis goes up and down, so we go up and down second. The point on the plane is where those 2 numbers intersect, just like in Battleship. We're going to practice doing some of these. Does anybody have any questions? Let me erase this so I can, oops. Let me erase so I can scroll up. All right, in our first section, they give us ordered pairs, and we have to graph it. So our first one is 3, 2. Who thinks they could come up and graph 3, 2 on our graph? Fernanda, come on up and show us how we get to 3, 2. Yep. All the way in the corner, yep. Perfect. So, when we're graphing, we're looking for where the two lines intersect. So Fernanda found the 3, and she found the 2, and she went up. So first thing you do is you go over to the x of the 3, then you go up 2. So our ordered pair should be right where those two lines cross. So I always just do a little touch where that x is, and then I go up to where the y would be, and that's where you put your circle, right over where those two lines cross. They are both positives, so I know my first quadrant is where they are both positive, so we ended up in the correct quadrant. Any questions how we do that side? On our other side, we have some shapes on the graph. We need to write what the ordered pair is. So if I look at that graph, I see my first shape is a filled in circle. Who could write that ordered pair for us? Michael. So right after the equal sign, write the ordered pair for where the circle is on the graph. Perfect. I love that Michael was really looking to make sure he's writing the ordered pair correctly. It's always inside parentheses. That's how we know it's an ordered pair. You always have to separate the x from the y with a comma. So we're going to do our x first, because remember, x always comes first in our ordered pair. We go over to the 1, and then we go up 2. So over 1, up 2. They are both positive, because that ordered pair is in that first quadrant, so they are both positive. Positives and negatives matter. It's going to be on a very different place on the plane if we don't do it correctly. If it is on the x-axis, what would our x be? Remembering that there is a 0 right here. If it's on the x-axis, what would our x be? What do you think, Michael? 0. Careful. If it's on the x-axis, the x is going to be a 3. What's going to be the 0? The y, because we're not going up or down at all. So if it's on the x-axis, you have to give me that x number. The y would be the 0. If it's on the y-axis, so if it was up here, that's where the x would be 0 and the y would be the number. So be careful with that 0. If it's on an axis, you know there's going to be a 0. But ask yourself, did they give me a number for the x? Or is that where the 0 is? So here you always go right and left first. Here they give you a number for the x. So the y is the 0. It's not going up or down any. And if we go straight up or down, that means the x is a 0, and then you have a number for the y. Does that part make sense? Any questions on today's assignment? Now, tomorrow we know is History Day and we are not having math class. I have said math packets are still due. So if you get done with today's homework assignment, get your math packet done and turned in so you don't forget to turn it in tomorrow. So get this assignment done and get your math packet done. Turn it in. If you've already turned in your math packet, work on that Khan Academy. Get them done all the way so we can get all of those points. If you are all done with the math packet and the Khan Academy, you can come check in with me on what you can work on for the rest of class. So homework assignment, then the math packet, then Khan Academy, then if you have any practice work for retakes, because remember, tomorrow I am after school for retakes. So work on practice work and so you're ready for retakes, then come check in with me. Calmly and quietly, no talking, but working hard. If you are watching this at home, I hope you are well, and I hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day.